Holy shit, it looks like we're actually live, back once more for painting up the monster manual here on Dragonborn Industries. Chat, hello, how are you? Please let me know that the mics are on and everything is working. I'm waving my hands to check the cameras, because it's been a week.
Everything is okay.
Oh God, it's been a week. Poor Ian has been so stressed. So stressed. I'm not even going to go ask how you are, Richard. I've just been stressed. I've just been like, wah!
Just fucking rage.
You know that, the bit in Star Wars, when R2-D2 basically gets hit and he's like, wah! And like zooms off. That has been me for the past week and a bit. It has been something else. But we are back. Finally, for episode 53, The Horned Devil of Painting Up the Monster Manual, which I am really, really excited to get back to because I get to hang out with Richard again. We get to just paint some minis, play a little D&D, and yeah. Richard, how are you?
I am good.
Good.
Well, I'm not. But that's all I'm going to say for now. I'm staying alive. I'm keeping alive. I'm trying to rock on.
Yeah, but we are painting up the Horned Devil this week. I'm going to quickly show off mine first before we jump into everything else and ask about Richard's things that he's got going on. Mine's quite literally a WizKids mini. I've separated the wings, heated them up, got them separated out, and I got that from Happy Piranha. So, you know, if you are local in Cornwall, you can get these minis from there. Otherwise, you can get them 3D printed from people like Richard at Warrior Prince 3D. Who is Warrior Prince 3D, Richard?
Warrior Prince 3D is your one-stop shop for all your 3D printing needs, from little tabletop to collectibles to lovely little statues to cosplay pieces to STLs you might have bought and have forgotten about a Kickstarter and think, shit, I might need them someday, to houses for dioramas, to jewelry pieces, to whatever the hell you can think of that can be 3D printed. We over here at Warrior Prince 3D will happily take it on.
Yeah, absolutely will. And like, so obviously you've got the Titus statue right next to you there, and this is the one that, because it's not even 300%. That's at like a crazy amount, isn't it?
So this is 145%.
Oh my God, it's so big, and that's got.
It's not as big as the big one I did of the Hell Creator one.
No,
but it is a beautiful enough size, and I much prefer this sculpt, the positioning of the statue, the way they've done it. It's a nice little piece, and they've also got a much larger base with a weird banner on it as well. But I love this one. It is just beautiful. So
freaking awesome, and like having seen like the massive one that you did, and then that one, I was like, fuck, that's so big. But you've also got some other cool things, like, and I love this as well. Like,
that's Lilith Glass, that is.
Yeah, it's
got the lovely Lilith.
Yeah, like. The fact that, like, so for anybody who maybe doesn't, maybe is coming to the show new or is watching this in several years' time as part of the YouTube back catalogue, I will say this like every time. Richard will take a mini that is the size of 28mm and upscale it to however big the fuck you want it. And like things like BD1, which is sat next to me, to huge mechs that we've done, to things for the Starfinder show. I've literally used Richard to find like small things that go, can you make those massive? And the quality is not lost. It's something to be admired. But we've also got some Artisan Guild stuff that's come out, which you can also get through Richard, which the Artisan Guild stuff, if you don't mind me saying, Richard, I think is perfect for those budding dungeon masters out there who want to do so much with their worlds.
Beautiful sets and perfect for it. They do a vast range of things. I have near enough their entire library collection, including their Kickstarter piece they did. And they are brilliant sculpture. And we have just started doing 28mm, 32mm, and 50mm scale on the Etsy store.
Amazing. But so this thing, like the Artisan Guild stuff is really amazing, and then you get Richard's print quality on top of it, and it's just mwah, chef's kiss. So as we come back away from there and back into chat, it is great to genuinely be back with you all, because I have been frustrated at myself and not being able to get the show out last week, and for like having to keep postponing this show. So, you know, a big shout out to Richard for holding by while I get a machine back up and running with Jack, who's a member of our cast here. And hello, chat. It's great to be back with you. So, hey, Dibs. Hey, Chris. Hey, Yaz. Hey, Mike. And I'm sure there'll be more people coming in a wee bit. If there's anybody lurking, let's have a quick look, see if there's any lurkers. I see Warrior Prince 3D in there. Can you actually see the chat now? Can you?
So I loaded it up just to sort of look at chat and say hello in chat.
Oh, awesome. So if I miss something, you can catch it. But chat, it's great to be back with you. Thank you so much for bearing with us while we've just had weeks and weeks of me having to postpone and tech issues. But hopefully we're back and we're up and running and we're going to bring much, much more content to you. To which end, like I said, I'm painting the Happy Piranha WizKids Mini. What are you painting up today?
I am painting up the Arc Villain Horned Devil.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that staff, like with the flames on it at the top there.
And it's fucking awesome.
So I'm going to do something interesting today. I am going to try and pretty much solely use the airbrush for this mini.
I was prepared to paint it, but when you have said you were going to use the airbrush, I believe I'm going to attempt the airbrush then.
Yeah, and I know that we have shied away from the airbrush a lot during the show, but there is, I think with this mini, and like looking at the actual artwork with that like bright yellowy tan skin, I think the way round in which I'm going to do this is I'm going to use Towelite Ochre as like a base layer, and then I'm going to try and use like some brown inks or some washes and then airbrush them through to kind of create shaded areas, and then try and go heavier on the wings. Do you know how you're going to attempt?
I am going to literally put some stuff in my airbrush and hope for the best. No, I'm going to attempt to speed paint my way through this.
Nice.
I've quite liked the speed paints and stuff through the airbrush. And I've also been seeing a lot of bits and pieces online lately where people have been applying speed paints and then dry brushing back over them to then apply again.
Dry brushing with speed paints?
So no. So dry brushing over either with a white or with a like a sand color, and to then reapply the speed paint, and it's had some interesting effects. So I'm gonna see what. And I think this might be one I will photo and then go away and finish as well.
Nice. We will get those photos up back onto social media. So I'll do it onto at the Dragonborn Bard, at Dragonborn Industries, and I'm assuming Rich will put his up on at Warrior Prince 3D, which hopefully links to those are either in chat, or if you're watching this on YouTube, they'll be in the descriptions below. Who makes the speed paints, Debs? That'll be speed paints from Army Painter Speed Paint range. We haven't done that in ages, actually. I keep forgetting.
It's been a while for the Army Painter from Army Painters.
Yeah, it's an older joke, sir, but it checks out. I am actually just getting together a Horned Devil encounter on D&D Beyond. Have you got a character ready to go?
I've knocked out a level 8 character, actually, to be honest.
Absolutely fine, because we didn't chat about this before. I think a level 8 should be absolutely grand, because I want to chat about the Horned Devil first as we begin shaking up paints and whatnot. So the Horned Devil is actually a CR 11 creature. They are a large fiend of lawful evil, so they are from the planes of the Nine Hells, which is one of the lawful evil sides of the planes if you ever get into your Dungeons and Dragons. They have a pretty wild stat block, which is pluses across the board, but their dump stat is a +1 in intelligence. The rest is strength +6, dex +3, con +5, wisdom +3, and a charisma +3. And they have 178 hit points, rules as written. They have a 20-foot land speed, but a 60-foot fly speed. So these things have massive wings, and they are going to use them. Crazy saving throws with a strength +10, dex +7, wiz +7, and a charisma +7. That's filthy. And they've got your standard damage resistances, so half damage from cold, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't silvered. They are immune to poison and fire, and immune to the condition poisoned. They've got the standard dark vision and telepathy, speaking infernal. Abilities-wise, they've got Devil's Sight, so that magical darkness doesn't impede the Devil's dark vision, and they have the standard resistances, so advantage on saving throws against spells and magical effects. Their armor class, when we look at the big three, for a CR 11 creature, hit points at 178. They have an armor class of 18 natural armor, and their damage dealing potential, I think, is probably the lowest of some of the devils for a CR 11. So I think these are more tanky and designed to take hits and just deal chip damage, even though they are sort of like the infantry of the devils. So they have a multi-attack. They make 3 melee attacks, 2 with its fork and 1 with its tail. The fork is a +10 to hit with a reach of 10 foot. So that's something to remember. They have a 10-foot base and they have reach of 10 foot, which is pretty nasty. It deals 2d8 plus 6 piercing damage. That's it. No conditions, no extras on it, just 2d8 plus 6. So we're looking at a minimum of 8 and a max of 24, I believe that is. The weapon attack with the tail, however, is a plus 10 to hit with a reach of 10 foot and is 1d8 plus 6. However, if the target creature is other than an undead or a construct, it must succeed at a DC 17 con save or lose 3d6 hit points at the start of each of its turns due to infernal wounds. Each time the devil hits the wounded target with its attack, the damage dealt by the wound increases by 3d6. That is really nasty. Any creature can take an action to staunch the wound, and a successful DC 12 Wiz med check will close the wound, or you can receive magical healing to close it. They also have a Hurl Flame, which is essentially a ranged spell attack, plus 7 to hit, 150 foot for 4d6 fire damage. There's no save, there's no reflex save, it's not a fireball, it's just 4d6, basically a firebolt, essentially, and it's a ranged attack. So, yeah, pretty brutal, but that tail, that wound damage on there, that is a real nasty thing, because if you're, say, for example, hit by the tail, you take that 3d6, then you get hit by it again, and you fail that saving throw, you're taking 6d6, then 9d6, then 12d6 on subsequent turns. That's rank.
That's going to be nasty.
But that right there, so if you're a GM, and obviously like when we first did this, it was all about like the level 3 character, like you're not going to survive that, it's ridiculous. But if you're a GM throwing this at somebody later down the line, that's going to slow down your barbarians, because what you can do there is make it a risk for them, because once we get to certain levels, barbarians, it's basically impossible to kill them. You know, they just tank hits, they half damage, and they can sometimes quarter damage depending on what they're doing. But it's like, yeah, I think that giving them persistent damage like that, they're going to start worrying about those 200 hit points. But have you used a Horned Devil before?
I have not, no.
Okay. I have once, and I didn't actually have the tail attack in effect because I used them as an NPC. Because when we look at the lore of these things, they are essentially these lazy creatures, but they are easy to provoke, and they will carry out the bidding of their lords to the letter. They are like anal about it. But they are like this inherently lazy being that will just like lie there, and like you can have characters meet them and just be like and just have them like almost like hand wave the characters away and like have them be this like quest giver, or yeah, you can have a lot of fun with them, I think. But in this instance today, we are going to be hitting them up in a combat arena. So I'm going to set an hour timer, and we're going to get ready to essentially start going up on these minis. To which end then, Richard, have you got your level 8 ready to go?
Just sorting spells, because I'm going to be a little bitch and choose spells because they were shit.
No, that's absolutely fine. What I will do then is I will quickly check chat, see how everyone's doing. Dib says Army Painter makes the Army Painter Speed Paints range. No way! Wow! Since you guys use the Army Paints a lot, the Army Painter Speed Paints and the Army Painter Fanatics, both from the Army Painter, maybe the Army Painter should sponsor you. That'd be nice. Little cheeky shout out from me, actually, while Richard sorts it out. I want to say thank you to Battle Systems, who I know we're not using during this show, but we got in touch with them a little while ago, and we've had a small backwards and forth, and they've actually sent us out a shit ton of stuff for both the Starfinder stream, for the Bloodpunk streams, and something else that I can't quite mention yet. But we're hopefully going to have some more content coming from them. So I'm hoping that there should be in chat every now and again a Battle Systems link. Let's see if one's come up so far. If not, I will go double check that now. Because they are very, very awesome. And they're basically card stock terrain that essentially is very, very modular. I've been playing around with it last night when I took apart the core sets. We did an unboxing on them. They're going to go up later today. I'm going to quickly check my timers. Make sure that is... Oh, no, I didn't put it in there. That's annoying. So what I will do is I will add that to things later on, especially for the Blood Punk stream. That's why it's not coming up in chat, Fluffy. We've worked it out because we couldn't work it out yesterday. But we're going to jump into a quick description. So what is your level 8 character, please, Richard?
So my level 8 character is Zenfa Wildhair. And I believe I am a halfling cleric.
Oh,
Stout halfling cleric.
oh, I like that. I like that a lot. So not many people know this. Halfling's my favorite D&D race or species. Most people think it's a Dragonborn. It's not. It's actually the halfling. I fucking love them. But okay, so that name again for me because I instantly forgot it.
Zenfa.
Zentha.
Zenfa Wildhair.
Wildhair. That's it. Because I kept thinking of a Heron when you first said it, which is what distracted me. So I'm going to quickly load up my airbrush ready to go. Zentha, you are a cleric. Do you have a chosen deity? Zeus. Thunder and lightning crackles in your dreams. You know that you spent the day out adventuring with your party and whatnot. But now, as you slumber, Zeus visits you and offers you the chance to fight in his name in a small wager between some of the gods. They're putting up champions versus champions in a small arena. Zeus thinks that you would be one of the more entertaining champions that he can offer, and I assume in this instance you accept. And as you go to thank him for even blessing you with his presence, you open your eyes again and you find yourself in an arena that is very strange. One half of it is fire and brimstone with red ashen floors and crumbling pillars, while the half that you stand in is of... The walls seem to be a never-ending sky scene of clouds and sunlight, and there are seats in this amphitheater that almost blend into that, and there are like pillars of cloud that you know are now solid in this half and half stadium, essentially. Angels and devils and demons cheer and clap as there is a thunder and lightning from your side, and you are there in the arena, and facing you, marked with a symbol of an angel's wing that seems to be ever burning on their cheek, you see this 12-foot tall. They look like they were maybe taking a nap and they've only just got here and have had to like get up, and they look a bit perturbed by it, but they stand up and their tail whips and their big wings begin to beat, and they pick up this large trident-like fork as you look towards each other, and with this crack of thunder, you know this is your contest. Could you roll initiative for me, please? So I've rolled an 8 on my dice with a +3 for an 11.
I rolled a 5 on my dice with a +4 for 9.
9. You have 1 hour to paint up your horned devil. Okay. This devil kind of yawns and then holds up their fork in the air as devils and demons and celestials all around this amphitheater of both the hellscapes and the clouds of Zeus all kind of erupt in thunderous applause. And a bead of energy begins to crackle and alight in between the two prongs of this this fork, and it turns into a mote of fire, and they just thrust it. And they're about 60 foot away from you, by the way. It's probably like 30 foot of each side of this arena, and you are at the far end of each one. And although it looks like sky in your end, it is a solid floor still. So you imagine some kind of illusion. But they thrust the fork towards you, and they are going to make a ranged spell attack against you with that fire. Well, hurl flame. That is... Ooh, it's only a 6 + 7, so that is a 13 to hit.
Misses.
Okay. They throw this fire towards you, and they're gonna end their turn there. They're not gonna walk towards you. You can see that like they're cricking their neck, and they're like still stretching their wings, like they have been not so happy about being woken up from whatever slumber they were in. But it's your go. They are 60 foot away from you as this flame comes hurling towards you, and I'm gonna take some of this paint and try and get it nice and smooth, because I am spitting clumps of paint everywhere at the moment. What are you?
Okay, I will move up 25 feet towards them, and I will cast Guiding Bolt.
Oh, lovely. So that's a ranged spell attack, yes?
Yep.
Make the ranged spell attack.
For a 17.
Oh, 17 misses. Same thing, like they miss you with the first one. You like rush up that little bit, send out this guiding bolt. What's your guiding bolt look like?
So as it sort of, as I'm running, I begin praying to Zeus. I draw my sword and shield, and the sword itself cackles with electrical energy as the bolt charges in the hilt of the sword, and I sort of lash it out through my sword through the air as a bolt of, I say, a orb of electrical energy extends out towards it and doesn't quite impact, but is glanced off by it.
Yeah, and that's it. So they do sort of glance it off, and they're like, their wings. Anything else from yourself, by the way?
No, I've moved up, and that's it. That's me done.
Okay, so you moved. How far was it?
25 feet.
Okay, they didn't move at all. They were 60 foot away from you. They are going to, as I start spraying this mini. Oh, my airbrush is being a dick. Why are you doing that?
While you're trying to sort out your airbrush, I am showcasing my new Galari Mobius 0.2 airbrush. A very, very, very lovely new bit of kit that I've been playing with this week, and is a beautiful, beautiful airbrush.
They are very, very cool. What they will do then is they are going to. So you moved up to 20. Did you say 25? Yeah.
25 feet. Yeah,
so they are 35 feet away from you. Yeah, they just beat their wings, and like in one like anime style, they are like flying towards you. They are going to make their first 2 attacks with the fork as they come in like, just trying to get you to. Essentially, it looks like they're trying to get you to move around and like dance with them a little bit, but they are acting quick. First one is a 15 plus 10 for a 25.
25 just hits.
Lovely. You are going to take 16 points. 16 points of piercing damage. As the first one like prangs against some of your armor, maybe catches you and like starts spinning you round. The second one comes in and that's not so bad. That's a 16 to hit.
Misses.
As they manage to twist you, but maybe you like. Do you have a shield?
Yep.
Maybe you like use part of your shield to like knock it away, or in some way you deflect this attack. But then with that one, they look like they were anticipating it, and they come in with the tail. Ooh, that is only a 19 to hit.
Misses.
So, like, in this moment, they create this opening by getting you to block their second one. But how do you notice that tail coming around? What do you do to deflect this thing? This serrated barbed tail from, like, it's trying to slice at your neck.
So, as I raise the shield to sort of block the second attack, seeing the tail come round, I sort of spin and duck and almost sort of angle my shield so that as the tail whips round, it effectively glances up, off and up.
Oh, I love it. It's like, and it's like this pure moment of like the crowd going, oh, as they think that like they've got you straight away. And it's like maybe something that this devil has used many times before. They then use a second beat of their wings to try and fly the remaining 25 feet up into the air. You would, if you would so like, get an attack of opportunity.
I also, being a warcaster,
Yeah.
I use my attack of opportunity to cast a spell.
Oh, what are you going to cast? Heal. So if I would point out that if I had the Towlight Ochre primer or anything like that, or a primer of sufficient color, I would have most likely done it in that color. But what I'm trying to do is get the base layers of this over the white to be very rich, and then I can come in with those browns afterwards.
Can you make me a Constitution saving?
A con save, you say? This is a big one for this bad boy. So, con save. Let's bring up Beyond. Con save is... Oh, it's one of the con saves is one of the ones it doesn't have. So it's just a Constitution roll. Still a +5 to this. Oh, it's off the table. It doesn't count. 11.
11. It fails.
Oh, it has is this a spell, isn't it?
Say again?
It's a spell, so it has magic resistance, which means I get to roll with advantage. It's one better for a 12.
It fails again. As it sort of begins to fly away, I just strike up with my sword and inflict wounds upon it.
Yeah, you do.
For 31 points of damage.
Holy shit, that's bad. Okay, what's your inflict wounds look like?
So as it sort of, the sword sort of stings out, a spark lashes out from the end of my sword, but as it strikes the creature, instead of it being an electrical burn, it's a necrotic spreading across its flesh as it eats away at it.
I love it. It's like, you'll know true pain shortly, mortal. Your Zeus cannot save you here. I am Gabluskadak, champion of my lord. And they don't like that, but they fly 25 foot into the air, and at the top of your turn, you get your reaction back, but they are 25 foot above you, just like, and they are now like backdropped against what should be like, because you're only 25 feet into your side, so it's against like this bright blue sky and like fluffy clouds, and just this demon with these like glowing hot coal eyes and this like tan sickly yellow skin looks down at you in disgust. It's your go.
My go?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Gone. Right. Fortunately, I'm going to cast a spell at it.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you?
Where are you?
Where are you? Ooh, 23.
Oh, my God. And there's no saving throw. This is just a straight-up spell attack, yeah?
Yeah, it's guiding bolt. So literally sort of like swing the sword around as it begins to sort of charge with electrical energy, and I lash out the bolt.
Fuck yeah. Hits. Absolutely smashes that.
For 28 points of damage.
Oh, sir. 28 points of the damage. So let's mark that one off. And it like, this lightning bolt, like a pure radiance smashes into this creature. And they... You will have to do better than that. Anything else?
That is it at the moment.
They return the favor. They are going to fly. No, they're going to stay at 25 foot, and they're just like, and they just point their fork towards you as another one of these flames just erupts from it. That is going to be a. Ooh, I don't think it's going to hit. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 does not hit.
No, it doesn't. How do you deflect this? Because it's going to hit.
It literally is a case of I hold the shield, and the shield sort of charges with an arc of lightning, and almost sort of interacts with its fire and disperses it.
Oh my god, I love it. It's like.
I also. It's two rounds, isn't it?
Yes.
I got damage. I heal 6 hit points.
Oh, lovely. Someone's got some auto healing on. Okay. What would they do? I think... Is this the best the Storm Lord has to offer? You will burn at my flame. Yeah, they can only make that hurl flame once. Oh, it does say it can use its hurl flame in place of a melee attack as part of the multi-attack. So they hurl the flame at you, and then they're going to dive down towards you. Oh, look at that. That's what you get for not reading something, GMs. They will come in with the fork straight afterwards. Oh, that is a 25 to hit. So I think what happens here is, like, they say that, they launch this flame towards you, you, like, deflect it with the shield, and then as soon as you pull the shield away, they're there, and they, like, lacerate down into you with this fork, trying to pin you to the ground. They deal 13 points of piercing damage. They don't obviously pin you to the ground, that's just flavor. Yeah. And then the tail, you know, like the alien queen when she's like, and trying to whip and slash with the tail?
Love it.
They're trying to do that at this point as they come in with the tail now. That is, oh, 19 with the, oh no, 22 with the tail.
Miss.
Yeah, and again, you, like, do that, like, side roll thing on the ground where, like, you know, as it's coming in. They are right on top of you, actually. They're not going to move away anymore. It is now your go. Okay. Div says a bit more of a battle rather than a slaughter today. Yes.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith around me.
Lovely.
Giving myself an extra 2d6, which means my armor is now 26.
That's filthy. At level 8, 26.
I'm going to hit it with my longsword for a 26.
Oh, absolutely smashes it.
It is a Holy Avenger.
Of course it is. I think that's like your signature weapon.
I'm a paladin at heart, is what I do. That's 8 damage plus another 10 damage. 18 damage total.
18 damage. Do you have a second attack?
No, not as a cleric.
No, just double checking. You pull out, like, the Holy Avenger. Slice in, and it meets the fork as it tries to defend it. But then you have this moment where, like, it's trying to bear down on top of you, and it's that moment of, like, pushing against each other, and the, like, the edge of the sword manages to, like, make contact against the face and just begins to slice in ever so slightly. Anything else from yourself?
That's it. That's my action, bonus action.
They're still
with it, so.
trying to, like, force you down, and they are going to come first in with the two fork attacks. Oh, that was nearly a nat 1, but that is a 23, which doesn't hit because you've got a 26 armor class now yet.
Yeah.
The second one, they then pump another hurling flame into this. No, for a 10, which just, because of the sword and the way you manage to, like, deflect it to one side as you're, like, tugging and pushing and pulling against each other. And once more, that tail, like, sneaks round and tries to come in from the underside. Come on, nat 20. Oh, it's only a dirty 20 to hit. As, again, in this, like, close-up moment, it is trying to hit against you. It doesn't like that it couldn't get you. So it then just beats its wings and tries to come away from you. It's going to try and fly 60 feet back towards its side of the arena, which means that you would get an attack of opportunity again.
Let's see what spells are.
So I have a Towlite Ochre all over this thing now. I've gone a little bit less on the wings because I'm going to be doing a heavy dry brush of darker browns and stuff all over those. But the actual mini itself, we've got that on there. What are you going with?
I forgot to have advantage to hit him because of the guiding bolt.
Ah, okay. Well, we'll remember that moving forwards. And how are you all doing out there in chat? It's nice to be back. It really genuinely is lovely to be back. I miss you guys. Crazy busy. Mike, what you been up to?
Oh, I know. I'll cast Sending.
Holy shit, who are you sending to?
I'm sending to the Horned Devil, and the message is gonna be, Zeus was right. You're a coward. You can't even fight a small creature toe to toe. You are pathetic.
Yeah, obviously it goes through. They're right there in front of you. And you just, like, their eyes, like, glow this bright orange, and, like, smoke erupts from them, and they're like, insolent fool. Anything else from yourself?
That's me done.
No, they're going to fly the 60-foot back in because they are quick to anger, as written in the lore for these creatures. And yeah, they are going to... I wish they had Reckless, but they don't. But they are going to come in. I really like the idea that they're like trying to use the flame, but they are pissed. They are going to try and just take your fucking head off. Fork. Oh, 16 plus 10 for a 26. That does hit.
That just hits, yeah.
The first one comes in, and I think you go to, like, block it, and then you take 21 points of piercing damage, as it does sort of, like, dent your armor or your shield, and, like, maybe it knocks it into you, and you're a little bit winded from that. The second one, they come in with a second strike as they spin around, very martial prowess style. Ooh, another 16 on the dice for a 26.
Hits.
That is going to be 18 points of piercing damage. And then they are like, you can die now, Tail. Oh, you lucky bastard. That was like teetering on a nat 20, and it rolled to an 8 plus 7. How do you deflect this tail? And it looks like it's like a flail coming towards your face.
It's literally, as the fire comes in, I smash the shield out, and a giant spark, sort of, full-on Clash of the Titans sort of spark.
And, like, the thing is, though, like, in this arena, everything seems to have been, like, magically amplified. And you clash with sparks, and it is not just the spark of, like, the serrated tail against metal. It's crackles of lightning and the roar of thunder. And the crowd's like, whoa! We thought she was dead! Oh, you can see, like, coins being exchanged between the demons, and, like, people are like, no! Angels cheer. You, like, feel like the applause from the auditorium in that deflect is like Zeus himself is clapping with thunder as they look to you, but it is your turn in this moment.
Okay, I'm going to use my Channel Divinity to heal myself.
Yeah.
It's not bad, that's not bad. It is 13 plus 17 hit points back.
Oh, forgive the noise of the rattle there of my thing. I'm just clearing out my airbrush before I move to some browns.
It's right in front of me now, isn't it?
Oh, it's properly trying to, like, Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z, angry up close and personal. It's trying to use knees, claws, tails. It is just trying to, like, assail you as quick as possible now.
25 to hit.
Oh, smashes it.
12 damage on the first strike, and followed by 12. Oh, fucking hell, 16. So 18, 28 damage total.
And are these what is with a sword or
a Holy Avenger?
Okay, cool. As you, like, what's the strike like? Because that's a heavy amount of damage, and you only get the one hit. So, like, are you waiting for an opening?
As I strike down, you see the building of, like, electrical energy forcing itself through the sword, and it strikes down on it.
And again, like, the crowd's now like, oh, and even devils and demons, because this is like an arena fight. You can see them, like, starting to turn, and it's like you're winning over the crowd. And, like, where people are like, Glabinazero! Now people are like, was it Xantha?
Zephyr.
I knew that. Zephyr.
Zenfa, yeah.
Xantha. People are starting to chant, and your name is starting to, like, be boomed across the audience, and this devil doesn't seem to like that the champion in this arena, or one of the champions of this gladiatorial arena, is being bested. Anything else from yourself?
No, that's it.
They are going to... Yeah, they just, like, the whole tip of the fork lights in flame. They will go for the first strike as a regular strike. Or 18 plus 10 for a 28.
That hits.
11 points of piercing damage, unless you can parry that or anything.
No.
No.
Poison.
Piercing.
Piercing.
The second one is a hurl flame, as it hits, and then that ignited tip just like erupts and tries to set you on fire. So 2 on the dice for a 12, which misses. And then this bright flash of flame in your eye. They're going to come around the other side with this whipping tail. Natural 1. You just... I don't know if you put your foot on part of their tail. I don't know if you slice it partly out of the way, but they just whiff completely. And the crowd now is just Shanta! Thunder and lightning is starting to boom as the clouds above you are now starting to darken as you can feel your lord's praise among you. They are still angry, so I'm not going to have them move away. They are looking hurt, and those cuts aren't healing. What would you like to do? And in the meantime, before you do that, yeah, they're staying there. I am now going to go in and paint up some metallic on that weapon before I come in and spray the rest of the model with inks. That way, hopefully, it shouldn't show up on the weapon. Yes, what would you like to do?
Checking spells.
I'm going to come in with some AK Interactive burnt tin for that weapon. And let's see what's going on in chat. So, crazy busy. Series finale in 3 days. That's awesome. Mike, there's so many series. It's insane. I've been busy just finishing up Kitty Pryde. Nice. Got some company called Warrior Prince 3D. Last of many models I've had to paint up for Xmas presents. That's awesome. Are you not entertained? That is very much the theme of this fight. What would you like to do with your go?
Roll a 10 to hit.
You rolled a 10 to hit?
Yeah.
Oh, that misses.
I will just use my channel divinity for healing.
Okay, yeah. You heal up as in this instance, you. Nice. Yeah, you go to strike, and because they're they obviously missed really badly with their tail, but now you're starting to get the upper hand on them, and they're starting to feel a little bit upset by this. You've taunted them, you're putting them out of place, you're making them look bad in this instance. And as you come into strike, they use that fork to just deflect it out of the way and try and make a show of it and be ah! And make it look like they've been allowing you to hit this entire time. You know that's not the case, but they are trying to pass this off as they're trying to make a show of it, basically, to claw back some favor.
They're trying not to look like a bitch.
Yeah, exactly that. If that's the end of your go, they then relax a little bit and they're it is all about entertainment. And they come in with a flurry with the fork. Or should they? Actually. Yeah, they don't really have much else. Yeah, it's rinse and repeat. Natural 2 on the dice. So that's a 12. The second one, it clashes against your sword. Second one is only a 19. Again, clashes against your sword. And they spin around and try and slice across your face with that tail. For a 14. They then will come away from you. They're going to step back about 20 feet.
Opportunity attack?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. 26 to hit that time.
Yeah, absolutely hits.
So that is a 12 damage plus 12 damage plus 9 is 21 damage total.
21 damage total. Hang on 2 seconds. 21. Yeah, and they're like, take this like big hit across the arm. They step back, and they're not flying at this point. They just like nonchalantly step back, like they're trying to put on a show. Come at me, Zeus's best. And they like step back into their side of the arena.
Is it anything else?
Nope, it's your go now.
Okay, guiding bolt.
Yeah.
Level 3. Yeah, I've got 2 level 3s now. Guiding bolt. Ooh, 25 to hit. That was nearly a 20.
Oh, it definitely hits.
And I will remember this time. So that's 23 damage total.
Yep.
And I have advantage on my next hit against it.
Yes, you do. So it smashes into them, and they are like, no. And they're like, they're trying to use like their other arm to brace part of the hit, but you leave them glowing. How much damage was that? Sorry.
23.
Cool. They look like they are really hurting, but they now fly about 30 foot above you. They and it's like this like really strong jump almost. I'm gonna flavor it as a jump rather than as a fly. And they just come down with this spear trying to like, well, this fork trying to like once more come in from above you. Come on, Nat 20, where are you? You've been absent all game. So 2 on the dice again, third 2 in a row, I think that is. That's a 12. As they come down, it makes contact with your shield. They then try and use the Hurl Flame for 17, which misses. As they ting, like come back across like a flaming weapon trying to strike you with it. And then that spin carries around once more into that tail for a 21.
Miss.
It's your go.
Is it in melee or is it?
Oh, it's back in melee. It's like jumped up into the air, come down for these 3 attacks, thinking it could get some more power back on you. And you've just deflected every single one.
Okay. Holy Avenger, here we go. So that is that's a 13.
Miss.
Oh, that's a 23. Sorry, no. 15.
15 to hit.
Yeah, misses.
Misses. Yeah. And at this point, you were just like...
Damage.
Say again?
I read the guiding bolt damage and not the hit.
Yeah. You... Again, at this point, it's like a clash of weapons, and yeah, it's really hard to land a hit. Both like these very, very skilled fighters clashing blades. Are you staying in melee?
Oh god, yeah.
Okay, yeah. They're going to start once more. Oh, actually, you know what? They're going to come back with the tail this time. They've spun around one way, but now they're bringing it back the other to try and lacerate from the other side, hoping that you've left yourself open. 17 to hit with the tail.
Miss.
As you like, do you like lean backwards and duck out of the way, or is it a deflect with a weapon?
Jump over it.
Oh, you jump over the tail as then the fork comes in for a 13. How do you dodge that one?
I don't even move.
It just goes over you like as a halfling.
It goes over me. I literally, as I jump from the tail, I just stand still.
And then they try and thrust forwards with the final strike, trying to impale you. Natural 1. And I think they overreach and they leave themselves open to you. I will give you advantage because of that second nat 1 in this fight.
Okay.
So I'm now going to grab...
13 and... Oh, it's so close! 25.
25 definitely hits, though.
Yeah, but I wanted a nat 20.
Wow.
Ooh, 12 damage off the bat, and then... Oh, fucking... 15 damage, so 27 damage.
Oh my god. Okay, so... They leave themselves open. this isn't a killing blow, but it's bad. It's very, very bad. How do you put them on death's door?
So, as the strike sort of just goes straight over me, I just wait for the very last part of the movement of the strike, and I just stab right into its side, where trying to go for the heart, sort of thing.
Yeah. And it definitely makes contact. There's no way about that. You impale through them, and they grab the blade with their non-wielding hand, and they try and once more pull you in while you're there and attack you with the fork. So, the fork first. It's a 2 on the dice!
Dude, suck.
Hey, these things happen. That's the stats.
That is the beautiful law of the dice.
They then try and... So this, I think they come forwards with that one. The tail is going to attack next. There's the nat 20. That is a brutally horrible time for that to happen.
That's fine.
There it is. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so don't tell me what you're on for now. You're going to take, first of all, it's 1d8 plus 6, which is a 14 plus 8. That's 22 points of piercing damage.
Yeah.
Are you still up?
Oh, yes.
Okay. The first bit comes in. I now need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
What is this against?
This is against it being a wound.
Is it a spell effect or a magical effect?
It is not.
Right, that's fine, just making sure. Con saving throw.
Yes, please.
Fucking natural 20.
Yes, there it is. The time that you needed it. And I think like
Oh, I wanted to do it the other minute.
No, but I like this because I think that what happens here is like they've been trying to get you with this the entire time. They finally land. They've had to like grab your blade as you are still in their chest because they know that they could be at the end of their life here. And you get the sense as a cleric, this arena classes as your home plane. That's the threat. And this tail, they pull you in and they try and go for the kill with their tail once more, knowing that they can do some serious damage here. It impales through you, like it finds part of the armor and it goes through. And they're looking for a vital organ, but it misses. And it kind of like one of those things where like it goes through your abdomen out the back in that cinematic moment where they then go to pull back out and they expect to see guts and disembowelment hit the ground. And
But no.
there is a lot of blood, but there is like this rumble.
Glory as well.
Yeah, there's this like rumble of thunder very quietly in your ear from somewhere behind you. They do have one more attack,
Fine.
which is
Taking all of that.
their fork. So 7 plus 10 for a 17 as they try and bring it back. And they basically, in this like moment, as they're about to pull off your sword, it is your go. So feel free to be the person that, like, as your attack pulls it out of them again or twists it or does whatever. You are, because I've flavored it as in them, I will give you advantage on the attack.
Okay.
But I love that that's where you save and that nat 20 comes in. For me, that's so cinematic.
So 24 to hit.
Yeah, and I mean, don't worry about the damage. They had 2 hit points left. In this moment, they like look to you and they think they've got you. They think that they've killed you. And and then they stop laughing because they notice that you aren't as injured as they thought you should be. How do you kill them?
You say I'm pierced by the weapon, aren't I?
They retracted their tail back out, but you have pierced them with your weapon. And that's still going through their chest.
So it's literally a case of I twist and slice out, but I arc it in a way that it slices out towards their heart.
Yeah, and their body just erupts in this flame for like a second, and then just begins to crack as quick as like that flame is in. It burns up. They begin to crack. Their skin starts falling apart, and like there is just a booming noise that you know to be some evil deity. Fatality. And they turn to nothing. The crowd erupts in cheers for this plucky little halfling, Zeus's halfling. Xantha! Xantha! And you close your eyes to thank the Storm Lord, to thank Zeus. And as you open them again, you find yourself in just an arena. Well, not even an arena now, just in the open sky, where the cloud almost forms a face. I knew you were the right choice. And if we were in game, I'd probably level you up or something, but that's it.
Hey!
You absolutely destroyed that one. That was awesome. Well done.
That was a good fun fight, actually. It's not been a either way fight for a while.
Yeah, it hasn't. It has been one way or the other. So I am now coming in with some inks on the airbrush just to the feet and the horns and stuff like that to try and create a little bit of a fade and some shadows from underneath, and we'll go from there. But this is a slower process with inks than it is with acrylics.
That's mine.
How are you getting on?
I've airbrushed the flesh, got the darker bit on the outside of the wings, got the lighter bits I wanted in the wings and the fade on the skin and the feet. I'm just going over claws now.
Nice. I'm going to attempt to try and get those horns. How's everyone doing out there?
How long have we got left?
Oh crap, only 22 minutes.
Okay. I'm not going to be tabletop.
I don't know if I will be or not. It's an interesting one. So what I've got now is this, which is essentially what we're after. I will have to come back in and dry brush again with some Towelite Ochre just to bring back in some of that lighter side to the tops, but that's what I wanted from the muscles, was this darkened underside.
Sweet.
That's two paints. That is quite literally a base coat and an acrylic ink from the underside, which I really like for stuff like this. I now need to absolutely smash that all over the wings, because I do need those to be darker. And then I'm going to use a very dark red as like the interim color.
Yeah.
How's yours looking?
Well, that's mine at the moment.
Oh, I love that orange red that you've got going on.
I'm just going over with one of my new favourite colours in the speed paint is the Tyrian Navy.
Oh, really?
Basically for the protrusions on this one. So having all the spikes and all the bone bits, so that it gives a bit of variety in the colour contrast.
What's everybody else painting out there today? So let's see what's going on in chat. Play the Final Fantasy victory music. The fanfare, love it. Hey, Dak, how you doing? Missiles alive and well. Good game, lads. Beardy to DM next week. I mean, if you would so like to.
No. What is next week?
I think it's the Ice Devil, which is getting a shit ton of Turbo Dork airbrushed on it.
I was going to say that's going to be a Turbo Dork.
That is a fucking straight up Turbo Dorker. So what we're getting with the wings here is this. I'm trying to use the inks to just create this dark effect on the spines while leaving it light in the
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. I did. Yeah, I like acrylic inks for an airbrush. I really do. Especially for like a quick tabletop ready job. You don't need to be overly like precise. It's very something that I was always worried about with an airbrush is that like, what if I spray the wrong place? It's so forgiving. It's really easy to like view and follow lines. How are you finding the new airbrush then?
Do you know what? Considering it's a 0.2 needle, it is beautiful. It doesn't clog. Nowhere near as bad as some of the other ones I've used. It flows nice. It is a lot easier to use than I thought it would be.
Oh, really?
Especially for getting into the smaller places and trying to get the smaller details going. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So, what I do want is hopefully for this to be dry very soon so that I can dry brush some darker colours over the top of it. I don't know if that's going to happen. It might be a somewhat tabletop ready.
I was to say, I'm going to be somewhat tabletop, I think. Especially if I can slap a load of grey on the rock.
Trying to make sure those horns are extra dark. And the bottoms of the feet.
I think I might try and... I say finish this, tabletop finish this afternoon.
Yeah, I'll see about mine. I always say I'm going to do it, and then I just never do. So,
likewise, yes. But...
Dak says, "I'm good, guys. How are you, both of you?" Yeah, I think I'm getting better. I've had a weird few stressful weeks of just pure stress and just surface anger that just seems to not want to go away, which is really frustrating, to be honest. Which doesn't help. But yeah, I think I'm doing better. Like we've got the worst things out of the way, and I'm just trying to like remind myself that it's only life and we can calm the fuck down. But it has been stressful. Dibs, the ice devil looks like a crocodile mated with a mantis. Yes, it does. Yes, it absolutely does.
Pretty big one.
Yeah, I like them very. They've got anything with chitinous skin. I just really like it. I think that like that metallic, frosty looking. Yeah, that does it for me. I'm a fan. Right, I can actually close D&D Beyond. Let's bring back up Streamlabs. There we go. Right, that's Kitty finished. Anybody need anything painting? Oh, Dibs came down. Like it's still up there, actually. We'll grab that down in a bit. Dibs painted up one of my little mod drains when he was down. It was really quite fun. I like it. He did it like Mike Wazowski. Very fun. Right, I'm going to just clean out the airbrush a little bit just by pushing some water through that just to stop any blockages. Hey, Con, how you doing? Happy Thursday to you. Look, computer's up and running. We're streaming. We're doing it. We're starting to believe.
You're doing it, Peter.
You're doing it, Peter. Because, yeah, Con is back here at the weekend. Not this weekend, it's the weekend after, I believe. To carry on our Resident Evil recordings. As we are now out of videos to upload and get out there as part of the campaign. But we just haven't had time to get back together and do it all. So I think on the 1st, we're going to be recording as many sessions as scenarios as we can again. Probably get 3 or 4 done. And then we'll hopefully get some more Resident Evil content back out to YouTube. For anybody out in Cornwall as well this weekend, we do have the Helston has got the Cornwall Games Expo happening at the, I think there's like a hall down there, I can't remember what it's called, the Guild Hall maybe, and we are going to be there just as a dice seller and just to kind of like help out the community, so it's going to be fun. Anybody up in London, there's Dragon Meet this weekend. I won't be there. Are you at Dragon Meet this year, Richard?
No, I would love to have been there, but unfortunately not.
Yeah, I know that Lauren and Josh are going. And I imagine that some of the badges will be going. I think our friends from Cosmopunk will be there. So do go check out Pan and the guys from Cosmopunk if people are going to be up in London. Say hi to them for us. Yeah. What's going on? I'm good. There is a god. Ha 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 ha. Geek E Phoenix says, woohoo! Looking forward to that. Yes, because Chris is also going to be down as part of the Resident Evil team. Dibs says, I would like to see it too. I was blind when I painted him. I'll actually take a picture in a bit, Dibs. I keep forgetting to be honest. Life's just been me ADHDing around, really, to be honest, recently. I really need this to dry, and it's not doing it. It's still got 14 minutes, and I don't want to, like, risk the airbrush too much because it's letting some moisture out. As my airbrush is a very cheap old one now. We do it on the wings a bit. Because I would like to get in and do those eyes as well.
Yeah.
Might put it back on it.
What colour are their eyes?
See, they're like a yellow in the picture.
Oh, they're like a fiery, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're like a yellowy orange with that like white core.
That would be a lava orange and demonic yellow. From the Army Painter, War Paints Fanatic range from Army Painter. Army Painter.
Right, so there we go. So that's it back on its stand. So we have those two colours on that, and it's literally only two colours at the moment. But we do need to get in and do that face realistically. I cheated when I went to Richard's. I took a pre-painted model. Here's what I painted while I was there. It's already been painted.
There you go, and that is there. Pride of place on my shelves.
Ah, look at that. Mine's set up on one of the top shelves over there, separated from everything else, so that I can still see it. Right, okay, so I'm going to grab some demonic yellow as well, I think. Or something of that ilk. Let's grab... What are you? Golden yellow. Where are you?
Got that in my bloody head now, you bastard.
That's right. Yeah, we're going to use volcanic yellow because I've got the AKs right there next to me. I don't have my lovely glasses, so in we go with...
How long we got?
12 minutes.
It's going to be a bloody close one.
So now, what's the best way around to do this? Ooh, might put some black onto those talons and those fingernails just to make those pop a little bit.
See, mine's got armour and like a cloth around it.
How are you going to do that?
Quickly.
With speed and haste. I'm very tempted to hit it up with something like a Fire Slayer Flesh on the face just to try and get some of those details a little bit more. Just take it back a little bit so it's just like a thin glaze.
Ooh, molten mantle. That looks suitable.
Yeah. This model is so big that like the base doesn't like standing up. I'm gonna have to glue that to its bigger base later. Okay, so I do need to grab a very dark blackish grey, I think, and then dry brush over the tops of those wings. Let's grab some tissue.
If you've got an issue, get some tissue.
Brush.
Can't clean it up, you're pretty fucked.
So anything on the horizon for Warrior Prince 3D at the moment? Any fairs or any...
So I've got 2 local fairs coming up in December, and that's all we are booked in for, because I'm trying to focus on getting bits and pieces done ready for Christmas. Trying to get some Grogu's printed and painted. I'll be doing for me, and I'm going to be running a special offer on Baldur's Gate characters this Christmas.
Oh, lovely.
Which should be fun, so organising that over the next week or 2. Because it's somehow, Ian, the end of fucking November.
It really is. Tell me about it. Oh, that's why I haven't glued the wings on yet. Okay, so odd to be coming in and doing a dry brush right at the very end, but that darkness is what I'm after. At the very tops.
Beautiful.
That very kind of like... ashen tones. Let's try and get those big talons on the wings as well. And again, I'm just coming in with a really big dry brush at this point. I'm not being too careful with it. I'm not being too worried about hitting certain areas. I am quite literally just, pardon the fun for it being a devil, but going hell for leather, making those really dark spots for this creature. Because in the picture, the wings are a lot darker. And it's one of the things I will say about this WizKids Mini is that the wings have a lot of texture on them. Even not having stripped off their primer, they're still relatively well textured.
One of the 3 primed ones, was it?
Yes. Which, you know, for 10 quid is fine for a Mini, but if you want better detail, then...
Much, is it?
There you go. So it's still got that, like, really lovely texture on it.
Ah, that's it. That's cool.
So I will say that for the bigger minis is they do still have some texture, and you can absolutely go in and take that off with some isopropyl alcohol. Do I have my... Ooh, iodine yellow. I think I do. Yes, I do. So I'm going to use iodine yellow now to create like an orange glow around the eyes. And then I think I actually am tabletop ready. So... there we go. It will certainly do for the time being. Move some stuff out of the way so I can show it off. So that is...
love it.
For saying that like a lot of that I was chatting and not painting or just trying to get the base layers on and stuff. I'm okay with that to be tabletop. For less than an hour, that will absolutely do. I would like to go in and... well, actually, I've still got 5 minutes. I could actually absolutely highlight that weapon. So why don't I?
You're all there, boy.
I'm going to grab some silver and I'm going to highlight that weapon. Just with a little dry brush of silver, you know?
Just a little one.
Just a little pop of silver, just to take those edges and just give them a little something. Make it a little bit more visible. Hopefully that's a little bit more. There we go. Just pops off against the rest of the mini then. Anything else I can pull out at this point? Sometimes it's too late to pull out.
I am a fucking child. I can't help it.
Pasty, I've just sent you some pics to showcase Richard's models that are out of the norm for us. That's a lot of pictures. Oh, that's cool. Dibs, if you're getting those up on Instagram, then yeah, get them out that way. Because me holding a phone up is going to be not going to do them justice. But that is some very, very cool X-Men stuff. People who are watching, or maybe on a different thing, go check out Nerd Halla Workshop over on Instagram, and hopefully he'll put them up there, and you can see them all there properly without my shaky hands holding up a phone. Right.
Done.
I think I might try and put a... No, because they're still wet. I'm not going to try and put anything in there. Or it's just going to turn into a big smudge. Which actually I suppose is good for anybody out there who may be getting into painting and watching this. It is best to not rush your paint job. Like, we do this to say that you can get something tabletop ready in an hour, or attempt to. But if it's still wet, there's no point trying to touch it with another paint unless you're trying to blend something. Or else it's just going to fall apart on you.
How long we got?
2 minutes. Just under. There's more the Link and the Sleeping Fairies, which I can't post on Insta yet. Right, fair enough. Well, sure you don't want me putting those up on YouTube just in case somebody sees them. Either way, not the format, Dibs. We'll find different ways. Right, I think I'm tabletop. I'm going to leave mine there because I'm going to end up rubbing a lot of the paint off, and there's only a minute left to go. I definitely think I could have gone in and done more detail, but I think I got distracted by the fight for a lot of that. But it will certainly do for a rough tabletop ready. I'd quite like to go in and maybe highlight some more and do a bit more of a dry brush, but I think it's going to take a while for that ink to dry, especially over the body.
As I say, if you use inks, yeah, it's going to take a little while.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. I'm going to leave mine there, which is absolutely fine for tabletop ready. Do you think that you are tabletop ready with yours?
I'm not, no.
Oh, you got 40 seconds. Can you get there?
No, God, no.
Why not?
Give me another half hour, then yeah. Mainly just ironing out little... I'm quite chuffed with this one.
I really like the blends that you've got with the airbrush going on the skin tones. Like, which way round did you go? Did you do the lighter spawns first? Did you come in with the reds? Like, which way round?
I did all the light first, so all the yellow first, and the little bits and pieces I wanted the yellow in.
That is your time, by the way.
Time, is it?
That is time.
Finish that, and then brushes down. So,
That's ridiculous what you can do in an hour like that, especially with an airbrush. I love it. So you went in with the yellows first, and then
did all the yellow spots first. There we go.
That airbrush is awesome.
The darker and lighter tones in the wings. Did all the yellow first because I wanted some of the. I was going off the picture. Some of the darker bits and pieces going over some of the yellow.
Yeah.
I will try and get a few specks on it later, maybe flick a bit of Reichland flesh shade over it.
Yeah, I think it's the speckles that I was kind of like, I'm going to leave mine where it is without having to do the dry brush, but then I was like, I don't want to go any further just yet without having to rip some acrylic off. So tabletop kind of ready. But yours
I'm tabletop kind of.
Yeah, I was like, that looks fucking sick. And the fact that you've got this like massive base that you still need to do.
I fucking love your wings on that guy. The effect you've got on there is fucking beautiful.
Well, they're sort of the biggest area, and that's like that darkness. Yeah. It's kind of what I went for in the picture, but obviously they've got more red in the picture, but I didn't have time to go in with a burnt red dry brush and try and get into those bits there. If I had done, I had the red here ready to go. I would have used the AK black red, and I would have used that to then try and create those medium tones between those blacks and those yellows. But we live and learn for next time. But that is the Horned Devil within an hour, which I'm always impressed by what you can do in an hour. It just absolutely blows my mind, like the color like that you can get. It's fucking insane.
Only with the airbrush.
it does make a difference. I dread to think how far we wouldn't have got with that one, because obviously I would prime to the main color of the mini, but this time around I didn't. I just had the white on there.
I literally would have just slap chopped and did. My original plan was to literally just slap a load of speed paint on it, hope it dried, dry brush, put a bit more on, and go with that.
Yeah, I think I would have done base layer of Towelite Ochre to begin with, and then tried to dry brush my way through the rest of it, but I don't think it would have worked. But yeah, that is the Horned Devil done, which means that we are back. I'm going to double check the calendar. Are you assuming you're good for next week?
As far as I'm aware, I am good for next week. We are the 5th of December.
We are indeed, and that should be for the Ice Devil, which I'm very much looking forward to. I've already got it primed in black. I'm going to hit it with a gloss primer next, and then I'm going to hit it with some Turbo Dorks, and that's going to be my way around that one. I already know the plan for that one, and I'm very much looking forward to it. As for everybody who's been here today, thank you so much. It's amazing to be back, and I'm just very grateful to be able to stream again. We're back tonight for Dragonborn Industries. We've got Blood Punk, which is at 7 o'clock. That's obviously our horror-themed D&D campaign. We should be back on Monday to lately celebrate our 1-year anniversary of Starfinder. I've got a few more unboxings that I'm going to be doing as well, as and when I can fit them in, as well as doing some terrain building streams and stuff like that. If you're watching on YouTube, do hit those likes and subs, please. They do really help out as we are trying to climb now towards the 1,000 subscribers. It would be amazing if we can get that shared and get that out there. Plus, once we hit 1,000, obviously that Diggy Hole dice is going to be given away. But apart from that, we're looking towards the back end of 2024 now. And yeah, I guess we'll see you all next week for painting up the monster manual. Until then, may those dice gods be ever in your favor. Thank you very much. Take it easy, guys. Bye now.